I'm Mark Sorensen, and I'm on the Decatur Public Library Board of Trustees. My poem was written by James Stephens, who lived from 1892 to 1971. He was an American author and composer who spent his childhood in logging camps in the Pacific Northwest. After fighting in World War I, he came back to work in the woods and sawmills of Oregon. He later traveled throughout the West and Midwest, researched logging history, and wrote about the logging industry and the need for conservation. In 1925, he wrote the book Paul Bunyan, and in 1928, he wrote this poem, The Ballad of the Frozen Logger, in rhyming couplets. It was published as a song in 1949 and recorded later by many folk singers in the 1950s and 60s. Stephens characterized himself as a hobo laborer with wishful literary yearning, and became self-educated at public libraries, which he called the poor man's universities. I've selected this poem because it's a ballad that tells a story, and because in my childhood I got to see lumberjacks and logging contests in Wisconsin and Canada. You should know that in the poem the word mackinaw refers to a jacket. It's a word we don't use much anymore. As I sat down one evening, 'twas in a small cafe, a 40-year-old waitress to me these words did say, "I see you are a logger, and not just a common bum, 'cause no one but a logger stirs his coffee with his thumb. My lover was a logger, there's none like him today. If you poured whiskey on it, he'd eat a bale of hay. He never shaved his whiskers from off his horny hide. He'd hammered in the bristles and bit them off inside. My logger came to see me, 'twas on a winter's day. He held me in his fond embrace, which broke 3 vertebrae. He kissed me when we parted, so hard it broke my jaw. I could not speak to tell him he'd forgot his mackinaw. I saw my logger lover go striding through the snow, going gaily homeward at 48 below. The weather it tried to freeze him. It did its very best. At 100 degrees below zero, he buttoned up his vest. It froze clear down to China. It froze to the stars above. At 1,000 degrees below zero, it froze my logger love. They tried in vain to thaw him, and if you believe it, sir, they made him into axe blades to cut the Douglas fir. And so I lost my lover, and to this cafe I come, and here I wait till someone stirs his coffee with his thumb.